This is lesson 8 of 16 lessons on how to build a Joomla website. This lesson is about the Joomla administrator, and the topics are accessing administrator, review messages, administrator workspace, and the main administrator sections. Now that you have a bit of an idea of how the front end is constructed, let's have a look at the back end called the Joomla administrator. This is where you will manage the content and structure of your website. Enter your site address, followed by a /, and then the word administrator. If you install Joomla in a subfolder of your web hosting account, you would enter the domain name, your subfolder name, and then administrator. And in my case, that's www.joomlavideodemo.com/new site/administrator. Then enter the username and password that you specified during the installation. If your site was installed by your host, then they should have sent you the login. Click the login button, and you're taken to this page called the control panel. Note that there is a button towards the top labelled Review Messages. This message displays the first time you install Joomla and possibly when Joomla is updated. Click the button to read the information, and when you're happy, you should click each Hide This Message button. Return to the first page of Administrator by clicking the small Joomla icon at the top left. The workspace throughout the Joomla Administrator is pretty consistent. On this control panel page, you'll see there are 4 main sections. There is a navigation menu at the top, providing access to the core Joomla Administrator pages. Underneath this is a title bar indicating your current position within Administrator. The panel at the left provides shortcuts to other sections related to your current position. In the case of this control panel page, this means shortcuts to the most commonly used features. Then there is the main content area in the middle. On this control panel page, it displays the users currently logged into the site, the most popular articles, and the most recently added articles. Most administrator pages have the same workspace: top menu, title bar, left panel shortcuts, and the main content area. On pages that require an action, there is an additional panel beneath the title bar that I call the Actions toolbar. The number of available actions varies from page to page. If a listing page, such as this articles page, contains a lot of content, there will be page navigation at the bottom to move to the next or previous list of items. Some pages also have search and filter options to make finding and working with large amounts of content easier. Certain content items have a lot of options, and these are divided into tabs. This is an article page where you create and edit primary content. The initial tab is where you enter the content. However, there are additional options which are accessed via these tabs. For example, you can specify a date when an article should be automatically removed from the website. Now let's have a brief look at the main sections of Administrator that are accessed from the top menu. The first link under the System menu takes you back to the initial control panel page. Global configuration contains the settings for your site. The Users menu is where you can create user accounts for both administrator and the front end of the site. Joomla has an extensive access control list feature that allows you to create rules on who can view certain content as well as who can edit the content. The next menu is the Menus menu. If you've built traditional websites, this is one of the harder concepts of Joomla to understand. You don't create pages as such with Joomla. Instead, you create content items, which is what the next menu is for, and then create menu items that in effect create a page. You can have multiple menus and multiple menu items, and the configuration for this is found under Menus. So your actual content items are managed from the Content menu. The structure for this is similar to folders and files on your computer. The equivalent of folders in Joomla are categories, and the equivalent of files are articles. This is explained further in the next two lessons. Components provide specific functionality. Unlike a normal article page that might consist of text and images, components provide some sort of dynamic function, such as banner advertising, e-commerce, or RSS feeds. Components are one type of Joomla extension, and you'll find the other types in the Extensions menu. Joomla comes with some basic extensions, but there are thousands of third-party options available as well. The last menu item is Help, which takes you to various Joomla sites. There is also an icon towards the top right. This is where you can change your name, password, and email address. The same menu contains a logout option. And it's always a good idea to use this each time you've finished within Administrator. If you don't do anything within Administrator for a while, which by default is 15 minutes, you'll be unable to access certain functions and find yourself back here at the login page. That's a quick overview of the major parts of the Joomla Administrator. All of the concepts you need to know to build a basic site are demonstrated in the following lessons. Once again, I encourage you to download the free companion workbook for this series, as this includes screenshots to help you through the next lessons. This is available either on the site you're on right now or from our website at www.buildajoomlawebsite.com. The next lesson explains the Joomla storage system.